My country's currently getting bombed, so instead of worry all day, I figured I should do something productive with the situation. Countries often include propaganda against their foreign enemies in media. Let's take the US as a quick example. Back in the 40s, it was the Nazis, in the Cold War, it was the Soviets, and during the 21st century, it was the Arabs. Just look at the Call of Duty franchise. Half of these involve blowing some brown person in the Middle East. It is not surprising that this will apply to Venezuela too. Ever since Hugo Chavez was elected, the US and Venezuela had a contentious relation, and it has only gotten worse with time. For this video, I want to review games where Venezuela is invaded or otherwise attacked. This also serves as preparation for me, so I can be prepared for when the next bombs drop. Let's begin with the most famous example. Call of Duty Ghosts, released in 2013, is easily the most notorious game in this list. The Latin American countries had decided to join and form a single nation, the Federation. As a deterrent to any possible attack, the US develops an orbital weapon called Odin. The Federation hijacks this weapon and uses it in US territory. This attack devastated most of the country. I will skip most of this and just focus on Venezuela stuff. In here, Venezuela gets attacked twice. The first is infiltration in Caracas in order to kill the leader of the Federation. In the second is something similar, but this time is to steal some information. My biggest complaint here is that this city is way too fucking clean. Caracas has not been this clean since it was founded. Also, there is a distinctive lack of bikes in here. I swear there are more bikes here than people. This game does feature some distinctive landmarks, though it does make up some giant dam near the city. The dialogue is a whole different thing. I had no idea what accent are they supposed to be using. It definitely is not Venezuelan. It feels like it's maybe from a Caribbean country, maybe Cuba. They do use some Venezuelan vocabulary, but nowhere near the amount you would expect. They say pana, which means friend. They say coño, but just one time from what I can see, which is not believable at all. Cause the average Venezuelan says that at least a couple dozen times a day. This game is often taught as the entry where Call of Duty started to decline. It was poorly received and to this day hasn't gotten a sequel. I can see why. The dialogue in this game is terrible. It is very unnatural, like they are speaking to a wall. The second game in this list is Mercenary 2 from 2008. This game is banned in Venezuela. The protagonist is a mercenary that has been contracted by a wealthy businessman, Solano. His job is to rescue an imprisoned general for attempting a coup. After accomplishing this mission, Solano double-crosses us and tries to kill us. Solano and General Carmona then take over the country. This game takes place in an open world where you can travel anywhere in the country. I will give this game props for choosing to keep most of its focus on the north. For some reason, people think Venezuelans live in the Amazon forest, when in reality most live near the coast. There are some houses that look very similar to indigenous architecture, but most houses resemble nothing what you would expect in most cities. For example, this is what you will see in Maracaibo. Instead, this is what the game shows. Also, why are the streets so big? Are American streets this big? Unfortunately, this game is pretty mediocre. Most games of the late 2000s were trying really hard to emulate this open world akin to GTA, without really adding any meat to the bone. Maybe at the time it was a good game, but I don't think it holds up very much. The final game on this list is Conflict: The Night Ops, released in 2008. In here, a rogue general named Ramirez does a coup and is planning to take over the country. In order to keep away any outside influence, he threatens to nuke any country that interferes. This triggers the CIA to send a group to take down Ramirez. Despite this, most of this game doesn't even take place within Venezuela. Many missions involve taking on targets across the world. I will praise this game that it looks way better than Mercenary 2, despite being released in the same year. However, the gameplay is even more stale. It is a blur in the countless FPS that were released at the time. I find it very silly that Venezuela threatens nukes at all, because the government can even kill electricity services without daily blackouts. So there is no way in hell that they have a working nuclear program. This list of games ranges from average to terrible, but I find something interesting about seeing my country depicted again. If I had a complaint, is that in neither of these games there is a single mention of an arepa. Let's just hope that the next time my country gets depicted in a game does not involve blowing some shit up. This video is possible with the support of viewers in my Ko-Fi. Everything is fucking expensive in Venezuela right now, so if you can spare a little, I appreciate it.